Hi guys, so today we're doing a little bit different from our normal skincare videos, and also first off we're just going to ignore this monster of a spot that's so big it almost has like a profile when I turn side on. We're just going to pretend that's not there. So today we're having a look at the Revolution 30% AHA and BHA peeling solution. So Revolution started bringing out skincare a while ago. This is £8 for 30 millilitres. It is cruelty free and vegan, and it comes in a box like this if you're hunting for it in the shop. So I'm going to do half my face with this, but rather than leaving the other half, blank, I've pulled out the ordinary 30% AHA and BHA solution. So there are differences in ingredients to these. I have had a look at that. The bottles are, let's face it, identical. They're both 30 mils. The ordinary is actually cheaper than the Revolution one. It comes in at £6.25. Now, looking at the ingredients, which I've got the ordinary's ingredients online and the Revolution ones are on the box. So the first ingredient on the Revolution one is water. So for those of you that might not know, whatever ingredient's listed first is the greatest amount, and then it kind of goes down. Whereas with the DECIEM one, the ordinary one, DECIEM's like the overall company that owns them, glycolic acid is the first ingredient, which kind of makes me think that's going to be maybe a stronger product. However, after that it all gets a bit kind of weird. So for the ordinary it's glycolic acid, then water, and then aloe leaf water. With the Revolution we've got water, lactic acid, and then glycolic acid. However, the lactic acid is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11th down in the list. So maybe that's where it'll balance out, and it's all just, different concentrations leading up to the same amount, same strength overall. So interestingly, reading down the Revolution, it lists a lot more kind of fruit extracts. So there's lemon extract, passion flower fruit extract, pineapple fruit extract, grapefruit extract. So, it does still have carrot extract in it, which I'm pretty sure is what gives the colour, because it's a black type of carrot. But let's get in and try these. The instructions are the same for each, that you put them onto cleaned skin and you leave for 10 minutes. So, I'm just interested to see whether they act differently or not. So let's try and get the hairband on. Didn't want to cooperate for a minute there. So I love this hairband, even though it is blatantly too small for my giant head. But that just means it does a really good job of holding the hair back. So we'll do the traditional zoom in so you can see kind of how the texture and pores are looking at the moment. They are quite pronounced. I've not been the best at taking care of my skin recently, but effectively that gives us a good base for starting a review. I mean, if my skin was perfect, you wouldn't be able to see if it done anything, right? So let's just stick with that argument. So going for the Revolution one first. So, very similar looking. Maybe a bit more orangey in tone, actually. Let's see. Actually, oh god, yeah, a lot more orangey in tone. So there's that. Right, so just gonna get some out onto my hands. This seems a lot thicker than I remember the other one being. So that's interesting. So this isn't going to look as scary on your skin. That's going to be nice. This kind of smells like alcohol. That's weird. That's not in the ingredients, is it? Yes, it is. Okay. There is alcohol in there. So this colour doesn't really seem to show up on your skin at all, which, okay, possibly a good thing in terms of, hey, I can open the door with this treatment on my skin and not look like a crazy weirdo. Compared to the Ordinary, which we'll be putting on in a second, and you will see the colour it goes. Just need to wipe my hand a little bit because I don't want them mixing. I want a very clean review comparison. So yeah, I think the other one is just a bit thicker. But yeah, that just makes you look like you've got crazy burns on your face, which is interesting. And I'm just going to bring up the ingredients list for that again, because I'm pretty sure this doesn't have alcohol in it, which, you know, different people are going to have different sensitivities and things, but alcohol I think of as a kind of drying ingredient. So time-wise just now, it is 6:20. So let's have a look. So straight off, by the way, the Ordinary side is feeling a bit more tingly, a bit more like something's actually happening, and I don't see alcohol in their formula, so that's, you know, that might be something to keep an eye out on if you have particular sensitivities to alcohol. Some people do. I actually am kind of allergic to it, but I seem to be okay with it as like a, you know, a bit of an ingredient in things. So I'm going to leave these for 10 minutes, go and rinse it off, and we will see how everything looks. The other thing I meant to say about the one from Revolution is the box makes it look like you're getting way more product than you actually are. I kind of hate when companies do that. Like, you know, I know they tell you the amount on the side, but I'm not good at like computing that in my head. I look at the size of the box. So anyway, I'll be back in a bit and we will have this rinsed off and we will see how the two sides are looking. But yeah, this looks just like an ordinary face and this looks kind of terrifying. Right, so I'm back and no longer looking half crazily sunburnt. So I would say that these two were equally easy to rinse off. As I was sitting in like longer, I feel like this one I could start to feel a little bit of prickliness, where this one it all kind of calmed down. In terms of results, straight off looking at my face, I do feel like the one from The Ordinary has, you know, my skin looks brighter. But let's zoom in and get a really up close look and also touch both sides of my face, because why not? So The Ordinary, my pores look smaller and smoother. The Revolution one, my skin does feel smooth, but it's not as smooth, I don't think. I think the pores look better on the Ordinary side than on the Revolution side. I don't think either side feels particularly softer. So there's not much difference noticeable on my forehead. When it comes to my nose, let's try and zoom in a little bit more. Scary times. Comes the all my blackheads. See, I think this side again looks fractionally better. And then for my chin, again, I just feel like the pigmentation's evened a bit. It's a bit more evened out on the Revolution side of things. I'm sorry, on the Ordinary side of things. Oh god, I'm getting confused now. So yeah, it might just be that my skin reacts better to, you know, the higher concentration of the different types of acids. Like I said, the lactic acid is in a different concentration as is the glycolic acid. Or maybe this one just has less water in it. I mean, the fact is, I don't know what percentage of BHAs is in this one, because the ordinary one declares that it's 30% AHA and 2% BHA, whereas this one just says 30% BHA and no information about the percentage for the BHA. So it might just be overall weaker, less BHAs in it. So at the moment, for me, I'm not saying this is a bad product, but it's more, why would you pay for the more expensive one when there's this other one that seems to perform better? So, you know, it's up to you guys if you want to check out both of them or check out one of them. But I do think that this side of my face, the skin just looks more even and glowy than on this side. This side still looks improved, just not to the same extent. So just get the cheaper one, basically, which usually would be the Revolution one, but not this time. The Ordinary came in cheaper. So if you've got questions about either of these, leave them down below and I will get back to you. And also leave it down below if you've got any requests, especially if you've got more requests like this, because I think this would be quite interesting to start doing, actually, getting kind of, you know, almost identical products from different brands and doing face-offs, kind of like I did with all the different kind of beauty blender dupes that were out there. So yeah, that is that. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend lined up and I will see you next week. Bye.